Blood and guts. Welcome to a special Halloween edition. We're going to do this in a few parts here leading up to Halloween of the Manlihood ManCast. Today, we're going to talk about blood. So we're going to get into that in just a minute.
In a culture that scoffs at honor, you can rise up to lead and to shine. It's time to be the best man that you can be. This is the Manlihood ManCast. Here's your host, Josh Hatcher.
Hey man, I see you. I see your fire going out. I see your marriage barely holding on. I know you're broke, wore out, and at the end of your rope. I've been there. It sucks. It sucks the spark right out of you. Till all you have is a pile of wet wood. It feels like it's never gonna burn. I can't fix your problems. I can't make her love you again. I can't lose 50 pounds for you or fill your bank account. But I can remind you of who you are. I can share some of my fire. I can help you make a plan to get your life back on track. So let's go. Let's do this. Let's reignite our lives. There's a lot at stake. No one wants their marriage to end in divorce. No one wants to wallow in despair or to the dark places that follow. So let's do it. Let's reignite our lives. Let's reignite our passion, our marriage, our health, our career, our dreams, our mindsets. Get reignite today.
Hey, welcome back to the Manlihood ManCast. I'm your host, Josh Hatcher, and we are doing a 4-part series leading into Halloween. First of all, let me make something really clear. I don't really care about celebrating Halloween. I'm not a Satanist. So if any of you guys are like, oh, Halloween is the devil's day, look, I'm going to tell you right now, the devil didn't make any days. Okay? He doesn't own any of them. And he has no monopoly on talking about gross or darkness either. Because I believe that even in the gross and the darkness, we can find the good things that we're supposed to know. So that's all I'm going to say about that. We're going to dive into the first part of a 4-part series called Blood and Guts. And this part is called What Flows Through Your Veins. So before we get into that, guys, if you are enjoying these podcasts that I do, these videos that I do, please like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Share it with your friends. If you are listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, especially if you go to Apple iTunes, you can leave a review. And that really helps us get discovered by new men who want to learn how to be better men. I think it's a good thing to do. If you believe in this, help support it. Also, go to manlyhood.com/store. You can get resources and other stuff. Some merch, some swag if you want there at the store. So you can show your love for manlyhood. And you can learn and grow. So anyway, guys, today's episode is called What Flows in Our Veins. So blood is something that is really what flows through our veins. It's red stuff. At least once it's oxygenated, it's red, and it shows that we're alive. If you're bleeding, it means you're alive, right? Because your heart is in your chest, and it's pumping it all through your whole body. And that blood carries everything you need to survive to the rest of your body. It carries your oxygen, it carries your food, it carries all of that. So, it's kind of been revered in many cultures as this sacred force. That's why we have myths about vampires and everything else, because blood is sacred. It is special. It has life in it. And long before they understood what was in blood, they revered it because they knew what it did. And they knew that if you lost all your blood, you died. So blood has kind of that image in our minds, right? So let's talk about that. Let's relate that to masculinity. Let's relate that to manhood and to personal development. So, what is pumping blood throughout your body? Your heart. Your heart itself is a physical muscle pumping the blood, but we talk about our heart as our emotional center. At least we do here in our culture, in Western culture. Other cultures will sometimes talk about in your gut or in your belly, and they'll refer that as your emotional center, and that makes sense. But definitely in our culture, we think of our heart, and our heart pumps the blood through our body. And if it's also our emotional center, at least metaphorically, what is it that that emotional center is pumping through the rest of you? Passion. Passion. So blood and passion go together. So today I want to talk about that. I want to talk about your passion. What are you passionate about? What is that fire coursing through you? I know that a lot of men have lost their passion. They've forgotten their passion. They don't know what they're passionate about. And I think that that's really easy to happen in today's culture because everything around us just kind of sucks every bit of our attention and every bit of our time and every bit of emotion into it. You know, if you look at video games, if you look at television, if you look at all of these things that we just pour our lives into or use to numb us, it's easy to not feel passionate. It's easy for passion to take a back seat because we are stimulating all of our emotional chemicals that get dumped from our brain into the rest of our body with things that don't matter. And so then it's really hard to care about things that matter. I want to ask you guys this question, and I want you to take the time to think about it, to try to apply it, to dig into it. What is it that you're passionate about? And when's the last time that you really experienced that passion? What are you doing to fuel that passion? I'm going to tell you right now, for me, I am passionate about helping men. I am. I'm passionate about helping men become better men. That's something I care deeply about. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about doing this stuff for you guys. Really. I'm passionate about my wife and loving my wife. She's my best friend. She's my lover. And I wake up next to her in the middle of the night. And sometimes I'll put my arm over her and just fall back asleep. And even though that might be quiet, still passion. It's passion. Sometimes that passion is not quite so quiet and still, but it's the honest truth. That's what I'm passionate about. Some guys are passionate about hunting. Some men are passionate about cars. Some men are passionate about whatever. Guys, if you don't invest in that, if you don't fuel that, then it starts to coagulate like your blood. See where I'm going here? If you don't keep that passion flowing through your veins, and if it sits still, it's going to stop moving and it's going to thicken and it's not going to want to move forward. So I want you to ask those questions. What am I passionate about? Take out a sheet of paper and just write down the things that you like to do, the things that you care about. What ones make you feel on fire? What ones do you want to spend your life investing in? What things are they? Whether that's your faith, whether that's your family, whether that's your favorite hobby. I don't know. But I know that you've got passion. I know that you're passionate about something. Even if you've let it sit dormant. It's time to dig into that passion. Now, I'm not saying we need to be led by the emotional center of our life. Don't let your passions lead you. Let your principles lead you. Okay? Let your principles lead you. But let your passion fuel you. Let your passion move you forward and propel you to do the right things. The things that matter, the things that you care about. The things that are right. Guys, I think that a lot of times we do this. We look at those things that we love, those things that we care about, and we look at the cost and we say, nah, I'm out. Don't let that happen. If there is something that you're doing to entertain yourself or to numb yourself that's keeping you from your passion, kick it out the door. Kick it out the door. Let's move forward. Let's be passionate men. Let's be men that care. Men that have drive. Men that want to do something they care deeply about. That doesn't mean you have to just quit your job. Okay? I mean, I'm not telling anybody to do that. But if you've got a day job that maybe requires not a pull from that passion within you, then you need to set up opportunities in your life to use that passion. To stir up that passion. So, you know, let's say you go to work at the widget factory and you put in your 8 hours and you go home. How are you investing in your passion when you get home? How are you stirring that fire up within you? Or are you just letting it drop? If your job is the kind of job that literally sucks everything out of you and you don't have it, find a way to ignite it. And if it means you have to start looking for another job or start training for another job, you do what you got to do. All right? I'm not saying you should leave it and leave your family in the lurch just because you're not passionate about it anymore. I'm saying if you're going to go to work every day and hate what you do and your passion starts to die, you might need to look for another job. You might need to get something lined up. And I'll tell you, money isn't everything. You might be able to live on less so that you can enjoy your passion and you can invest in your passion. And that might mean not making as much money working overtime, not making as much money at that particular job. You might have to make some adjustments in your life so that you can afford to pursue your passion. But guys, let the blood flow through your veins. Let the fire course through you. Look at what you're passionate about and invest in that. Build that. Stoke that. Because I'll tell you what, when you view your job that you don't like as a funding source for your passion, it changes it. So maybe you go and you hate making the widgets, but now you're making the widgets because it allows you to do what you love to do. That works too, guys. So I just want to encourage you guys, don't go through life without caring deeply about something, without something that fuels you and pushes you forward. Figure out what that is and then pursue it. Pursue it like it matters, because it does. All right, guys. I love you guys. I care about you guys. Please, if you feel like I'm talking about you and that your fire has gone out and you need it, go to manlihood.com/reignite. I've got a great resource there for you that'll help you with this, that'll help move you forward in your life. manlihood.com/reignite. I love you guys. I care about you guys, and I will see you next week.
If you want to be a better man, check out our website, manlihood.com, for blogs, videos, and more from our Manlihood team. Man, you can also join our private Facebook group, Manlihood Man Cave, where you can meet up with a band of brothers who will challenge you and help you on your journey of manhood. This episode is produced by Hatcher Media for manlihood.com. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you're listening to the show. Tune in again for more of the Manlihood ManCast.